We're going to start off talking about Arsenal. They take on Palace in the Premier League. That's tomorrow afternoon. It's live and exclusive on talkSPORT from 12:30. Now, talkSPORT understands that Gunners midfielder Emile Smith-Rowe is attracted interest from West Ham, who are open to signing the 23-year-old on a 6-month loan deal. That's fascinating. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta spoke to the media ahead of the game and gave an update on Smith-Rowe's future.
I'm really happy with Emile. He's in the right trajectory and now he's settled. He's training really well, and he's got incredible qualities and we are really happy to have him. And what he needs now is chances to put all the desire and qualities that he have on the pitch. And in order to do that, we have to give him minutes.
Firstly, I think he's an excellent player, Emile Smith-Rowe. But I say potentially, right? He's not young, he's not old. He's 23 years old. Been at Arsenal, he's been playing first-team football since 2018. So he's now in his 6th year there, just over 70 goals. Played for England a few times as well. But he's had injuries, right? We know that because I think he broke in to Arsenal's first team at the same time that Saka did, and we've seen how unbelievable Saka's been. Hasn't really, when he's been fit, hasn't been given the opportunity, you can argue, right? Especially in a time now where we know Arsenal's best 11 and they're getting a little bit tired. Saka, of course, one of the players that you think he needs a rest. Why do you think that Smith-Rowe isn't getting more game time? Why is the manager not giving him chances and rotating as well?
I guess the surprising thing is, and listen, I'm a big fan of Smith-Rowe. I think all Arsenal fans love him. I was at a Champions League game this season. He came on, I think it was. The roar was insane. And you're talking about you need players, you need backup or to rotate players. He should be given an opportunity. And you've got to think back to the 21-22 season where he got 10 goals, Saka got double figures. They pretty much saved Arteta's job. Them two stand alone, stood up when Arsenal had all this stuff going on. These were the two players that stood up to be counted. I mean, Smith-Rowe was outstanding that season. Since then, he's had the injuries, hasn't really played much football since then. But listen, at some point, he's got to be fully fit. You've got to trust him again. And I hate to see the fact that potentially he might be used to bring other players in because you've got a top quality player there. Like, he's 23, he's ready to go. There's been times this season where Arsenal's performances haven't been great. And do you know what? It needs a change, needs to freshen up. It would give everyone a lift. Get Smith-Rowe in, let him start a game, let him go forward, but he hasn't.
Where's his best position? Because he can play on the right, or he can play the 10, right?
Well, he can play that. Well, listen, Odegaard's the 10,
of course.
But certainly Smith-Rowe could play that Havertz role, the Xhaka type role.
Right.
Play him in there, give Saka a rest, play him on the right. But I mean, for me, he should have been given more game time because I said I'm a big fan of his. He's gone on.
Can I ask? Is he one of those players that all Arsenal fans love?
They love him. Yeah, the roar that I heard when I was at the Emirates, they love him because he's one of their own. He come through the youth system there. He went on Huddersfield on loan, came back. That breakout season, as I said, the 21-22 season, everyone was like, right. They were talking about England honours. This guy's he's got to play for England, And since then, the injuries have maybe crippled him a little bit. But I mean, since that season, he's not scored a Premier League goal. So it's like, well, come on, give him an opportunity.
As I mentioned moments ago, so talkSPORT understands that West Ham are interested. Okay, now if you're a West Ham fan and you're seeing that Calvin Phillips has been heavily linked to your club, possibly on loan, and now you're talking about Emile Smith-Rowe that would go into a front line of, I'm guessing it would be Bowen, Paquetá, Kudus, and Smith-Rowe. I mean, that for West Ham fans to have those options going forward, they're 6 now.
Oh, they still want Moyes out.
Yeah, I know we won the Premier League, but get him out. We want to go higher than that.
Even if David Moyes brings in them two players, Calvin Phillips and Emile Smith-Rowe, they will be 2 unbelievable signings for their squad, especially pushing Europe as well and pushing that top 6 where they are. I mean, all of a sudden now, if you're a West Ham fan, you're excited now anyway because of the players you've got. You bring in them two as well. You're almost like, oh my goodness, like what can we do with this squad?
What are you thinking as a West Ham fan if both of those players come
Definitely
in?
top 6.
Minimum, right?
Minimum top 6.
I don't mean what should happen. No. I mean, what would you be expecting?
Top 6.
And it's going to push their Europa. If they win the Europa League, it's so tough. I know draw's not been made yet, and we don't know who's falling from Champions League. But if they win that competition and they're playing Champions League football at the London Stadium next season, you don't really get bigger and better than that if you're West Ham, do you?
Exactly. No, you don't. And that's the thing. So I think I think they should be aiming for top 6 anyway because I think they're a good side. But if you add them two in, top 6 then becomes the minimum.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.